Hey there, man. Peace and love to all you saints out there. So, um, I think I got a pretty cool I don't know if to say lesson or somewhat of a connection that I think you guys can relate to. But also you can you can use it to um, use it as wisdom to apply in your life too. So, being an ex-corn addict, right? Which a lot of brothers struggle with, right? And some sisters too. They struggle with corn, right? But the similarities between corn addiction and being in a cult, right? And so, well, based on what the world labels a cult, I was a part of a cult, right? So, one thing about corn that it does is that it affects your dopamine. It severely affects your dopamine levels. And then when you're trying to get off of it, you feel like you have withdrawal pains. And so, when you think about it, when you're joining a cult, one of the first things that happen is love bombing. And when you get love bombed, right, especially people talk well of you and I said they say a lot of good things about you, right? And it's not like it's a lie. The things are most likely true. If they see you're good at something, if they see you're doing something well, they're gonna make a compliment, right? So they gotta of course that, and then that is a part of the Bible too, in terms of if you want to show yourself friendly. Well, he who has a lot of friends shows himself friendly, right? So you got to show that love. So it's not it's not necessarily like an evil thing, right? But it affects your dopamine level, especially especially when you're always rejected all the time. With me, I was rejected all the time, right? When I was, from my mom and my ex-girlfriend, I was rejected all the time. It used to just piss me off, and I had to just, and I tolerated a lot of nonsense, right? And that's on me, So, of course, what do when you're looking for love, you're just looking for love, and then, here comes, you join a cult, right? Even at the time, I didn't think it was a cult. It just, for me, what I was searching for, everything matched what I was searching for in the Bible. Everything that was in the Bible was matching. This group was matching it. So, which I adored, which I liked a whole lot. And of course, the mistake that I have made too, is because I got kicked out. After being kicked out, I'm thinking, oh, it's over for me. I'm never gonna do this. I'm never gonna be able to. And it's just a bunch of nonsense. But it's the withdrawal pangs. It's the exact same thing as the withdrawal pangs from corn. There's no difference, right? So, the funny thing is that when I joined this group, I had a lot of withdrawal pangs, right? Of course, I didn't know at the time. I was just learning. I was just generally seeking truth. But what happened, right? Because I'm under somebody that has a different lifestyle. So their lifestyle, they have certain needs and desires that they're drawn to, right? Like, I don't mind Trailer Park Boys. I don't mind Trailer Park Boys. But it's not my first option, right? I'm more like a Transformers, Avengers, action, war type movies, battle type movies. That's just the difference between me and those people. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing entirely wrong with it. But of course, it was very stressful on me. Especially if you don't know how to deal with it, and especially if you don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's gonna affect you in a certain way. So a lot of you guys have been affected a certain way, or are being affected in that certain way currently, right? Because the thing is, though, those feelings are not evil feeling. Well, I mean, it's evil because of like how it's being utilized against you. Because corn is being used as a substitute for sex, or that's being used as a replacement for being one with your wife. You're being one with a screen or an image. The thing is, what are you truly missing out when it comes to corn? What you're seeing another man's butt in a woman's butt, that's all you're missing out. Like let's really think about that. It's like, whoa, like this is pathetic, right? Me being an ex-corn addict, it's like, yeah, this is pathetic. So it's just something you really gotta wane off of. And the thing is, this is what I believe the kingdom of heaven is about, right? Being sober, being righteously multiplying, righteous intimacy, righteous love. You know what I mean? What was it? Sober speaks to no drug addiction and no alcohol addiction, right? And there's nothing wrong with drugs in a sense of healing for medical purposes. There's nothing wrong with drinking alcohol, if you're having fun with your wife, and that's the thing. In Israel or in the church, that's who you're supposed to have fun with, and that's what clubs should be about, right? Clubs should be about that type of righteous, holy love, or holy love, holy partying. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, you go to a club and you dance with your wife all night long. You and your wife, you dance with each other all night long. That's how it's supposed to be. Of course, the world and their satanic ways, they like certain things done. They like to be messy and be a little chaotic, right? But under the kingdom of Yeshua, man, we love order. And so all that, so just imagine, so that dopamine flush, right? All that flush or that rush of dopamine, that's all supposed to be towards your wife, of course, your friends and family, your brothers and sisters, right? I'm also speaking about the cult here too, because everything affects your dopamine, from what you see, from what you hear, from what you even speak. Even your own words affect your own dopamine. When you read, it affects your dopamine. It really, it can balance your levels. It can make your levels go up and down. But think about it, right? What does it say? Death and life are in the power of the tongue. See, it's been there the whole time, but it's just that the connection hasn't been made there, right? So, it really, and the point is too is that we have the power to change our lives. We have the power to change our lives. We do have the power. We can change our lives, right? And of course, under the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. So I don't know. I'm hoping this connection makes more sense, and I hope it can help. And I think that's another thing too. Proverbs 3:13 says, "Happy is the man that finds understanding, and he that keepeth the law." And so understanding is just a really big part of this journey. We need to understand some of these things. We do. And I'm hoping, and I'm really striving to meditate on my past and on my testimony. Going to this cult, and just kind of going through my even other churches and whatnots. Excuse me. We'll try to meditate on more and more to really find more answers, of course, and also go into the Bible to find more and more answers, all the answers, right? The whole truth. So I can use the wisdom to apply it to my life, and also apply it to my life to gain wisdom. I use the wisdom to apply it to my life, and apply it to also gain more wisdom. Why not gain as much wisdom as I possibly can while I'm on this earth, right? I just don't see any point in not doing that. And so, I hope this is a blessing. I pray this makes sense, and I pray that it can be used in a way to help you get better in any way, shape, or form. And so, I want to bless you all in my name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Peace and love, man. If you think the video was good, man, leave a like. If you agree or disagree, leave it in the comment. Anything somebody say hear this, man, share it. Why not? Just share it. I thought it was pretty helpful. So anyways, man, I'll see you in the next video, man. Much love.